Hi soulmate, in this video I'll be sharing with you a simple tutorial on how to make this stylish dress with gathers. To make this dress you'll be needing at least 4 yards of fabric, right? So I'm making mine with an Ankara fabric. The first step is to get the measurement of what you're going to use to fold. Now I use the largest measurement of my body, which is my hip. My hip is 40 inches. Multiplied my hip times 2, which gave me 80 inches. So for this 80 inches now, I'm going to divide it into 2. That means I'm using 40 inches for the front and 40 inches for the back. So what I have at the front part is 20 inches on fold. To start, I'm going to first of all mark out 2 inches at the upper part of this dress, which will serve as the gathers or ruffle effects at the front part of this dress. So from here, I'll be taking my measurements. I'll be minusing 6 inches, so I'll place my tape minus 6 inches. The full length of my dress is 36 inches, but I'll be cutting out 30 inches for the upper part first. I'll go ahead to mark that out. Now, if you don't want to cut this dress in this way, you can equally cut it in form of a flay. But if you're cutting it in form of a flay, it will require a lot of fabric. After marking out, I'll be adding additional ½ inch at the lower part of this dress. Now, this ½ inch will be serving as a joining allowance to the dress. You can go ahead to weave it out or fold it out. So I'll just go ahead to mark it all the way to the end, and I'll be cutting this out. After cutting this out, I'll use this to also cut out the back pattern of this dress. But before cutting that out, let's go ahead to mark the armhole area. So for the armhole area, I came in by 2.5 inches, and for the depth I used 3 inches. I will just make a little block there, then connect it all the way down. So I will just go ahead and cut that out. After cutting out these 2 inches I have here at the top, I will notch there. That will differentiate where the extra 2 inches I have on top is, right? Because we are going to be sewing it down to create the channel where we are going to pass our rope for the dress. This way, you're going to place it and you're going to fold here and top stitch. Make about 2 stitches at the back. By the time you gather your rope, you're going to have a gathers there. Now I'm going to place this and use it to cut out for the back pattern. So for the back pattern, I'm going to mark 1 inch or 1.5 inches extra at the upper part. We also have a rope coming through the back pattern of this dress, right? So after marking it, this 1 inch or 1.5 is to create channel at the back of your dress. The back pattern is a bit lower than that of the front. So what I will do is I'll fold it and start cutting it where I have the armhole line, right? From that 1.5 inches, that place we have the armhole curve, that is where I will place it. Look at this side. I will just connect it so that the back pattern of this dress will be lower than that of the front. I'll go ahead to use my chalk to trace out the shape I have on the front part of this dress. After that, I will cut this out. I'll go ahead to cut out the sides. That is the armhole that I marked, and then go ahead to cut this out. I'll go over to the sewing machine now. What I'll do is to fold the armhole of the back and also fold the armhole of the other side of the back of this dress. Now after folding it, that is when you now fold this upper part to create the channel, right? So if you added 1.5 inches or 1 inch, you're going to fold it out using to create the channel. Now you're going to pass your rope through this channel. The front part of this dress, I will go ahead to fold out the armhole area just like I did for the front. Now to sew this front part, I will go ahead to fold in with ½ inch, then fold it again. Now after sewing the first line, I will sew another ½ inch on top, thereby creating 2 channel lines at the upper part of this dress. So first of all, fold, top stitch, and then sew another stitch. By the time you pass your rope, you're going to have like a gathers at that area. For the strap I'm using, I cut out 2 inches by 60 for both of the strap. So you can use more than that if you want to. Now I've gone ahead to create the channel for both the front and the back of the dress. Now, if you look at this front pattern, you will notice that I have two lines there. So you'll be passing your rope through the shortest part, which will create that ruffle effect. Now, the next step I'll take is to join the armhole of the back and the front. That is the sides together this way. Go ahead to join them using 1 inch and I'll stitch them all the way to the lower part. Please do well to weave out or hem the lower part. So after I was done doing that, this is the rope that I made. Remember, I cut out 2 inches by 60. Now we're going to pass this through the first channel at the front. So I'll use my elastic. I'll pass my safety pin through the thread I made and I'll pass it through the first channel. Then I will leave the other channel that way so that by the time I drag my rope, it's going to give me a ruche effect at the upper part. I'm done passing it and this is what I have, right? So I'm just going to drag it to show you what I was trying to explain earlier. Now, by the time you drag it, that upper channel you have will create that ruche. Now, we are also going to go ahead to pass the rope for the back of this dress. Get your needle, pass it through your rope and then pass it through the channel you made for the back of this dress. So after passing it to the end, this is what I have on both of the dress. We are done joining the sides and passing the rope at the upper part. Now measure what you have round the lower part of your dress, right? So I have gone ahead to measure mine. What I got was roughly 68 inches, but I'll approximate it to 70. So what I'll do now is to cut the lower part. Now remember I told you the total length of my dress is 36 inches. Now instead of cutting 36 inches, I cut out 38 inches by 200. Why? This is because you're going to weave out ½ inch at the upper part and ½ inch at the lower. By the time I weave that out, you'll be left with 7 inches. Now look at this dress. Notice that the gathers was placed on top and top stitched. So that extra 1 inch or ½ inch you'll be having, you will place it on top of the upper part of the dress and top stitch on it. That is after you're done gathering. So ½ inch will be better to give you this look. So that extra ½ inch you'll be having, you place it and top stitch it on top. So what I did was to run a gather stitch at the upper part of this dress or a running stitch. Then I'll go ahead to gather it. But after gathering it, this is what I have. Now it's time to place this. Now another thing you want to note is to make sure you note the center part of your dress and the center part of the lower layer you'll be placing. Now you'll be needing your pin to place it on top of each other like you see me do. This might take you a lot of time, but you have to be patient to get what you want, right? So I'm just going to pin the center front and pin the center back. After pinning that, I am now going to start pinning at the front part. Another thing you need to note is that this joining is happening on the right side of your fabric and not on the wrong side, right? You're going to go ahead to place and top stitch this way. That is that weaved part of the edge of the lower fabric will be on top of the dress. You place it and pin it. So I'm just going to go ahead to pin mine all the way around my dress, and you have that little ruffle effect at the joining between the lower part and the upper part of this dress. After I was done pinning down, this is what I have. It is better for you to pin down to know what you have before stitching. So I'll go over to the sewing machine and I'll stitch this. After stitching, this is the final result of this dress. If you have any question, please kindly go ahead to leave it at the comment section.